whatever your point is. That's the thing with social media. Is like we always keep hearing the loud minority, the little small population that is affected by this or have like a bone to pick because of this is who you hear more of. That's all you see on your timeline. That's all you see on whatever platform you're on. But that doesn't represent what's really happening in real life. So until people can stop trying to use social media as the Bible and thinking that it represents everything and everybody in this world, and get out of that crap and get into real life and look at the real things that are happening in this world, then we will just kind of see things that happen on social media and let it just kind of go by the wayside. But I do not believe that he's a simp because he's stepping up and helping Sierra raise her son. So what you have to say about that?
I believe he's a simp. That's one.
Oh well.
And two, women think different than men. Men's
Duh.
we're
Duh.
logic thinkers.
Women are logic
Women's
thinkers as
are
well.
emotional thinkers.
Women are logic thinkers as well.
I'm talking right.
Women are logic thinkers as
Women's
well.
are emotional thinkers.
Men
Men's are
are
logic
emotional.
thinkers.
Men are emotional
Why I say
thinkers.
that
Yep.
is
Because emotional men will
every,
call Russell a simp.
can you let me finish and say what I'm saying? I didn't distract you when you're talking.
That's
right?
okay. Go ahead. Go for it.
So when a man is dating a woman that has kids, he already knows the responsibility that's there.
He does?
Yes, he has already thought about it.
He has?
Left, right, center, and decided to go in.
Okay.
So any man that is marrying or dating a woman that has kids, he knows that he's taking care of that woman and the kids.
Okay.
Regardless.
You make him a simp?
I'm talking, right?
Does it make him a simp?
Can you let me finish what I'm talking?
I just want to know if it make him a simp.
When you was talking, you see, that's why I said women's emotional. I'm talking and
Logical.
you're reflecting your
I'm
emotional
asking
feelings.
a logical question.
No, you're reflecting emotional feelings because if you're doing logic, you would let me talk and finish.
No, because you'll be talking for another 15 minutes. So go ahead.
So any man that does that understands that. That's two. And then the third part about it is that um the people are not saying that Russell Wilson is a simp because he's taking care of somebody's child. We're saying he's a simp because he's overstepping his boundary in that aspect.
Okay.
Because we men know that any man that says yes to date a woman that has kids or marry, he's taking care of everybody. It's a full package.
Okay.
Just like when you date a girl that don't have money, don't never went to school, that's from a very poor family, you know that you're taking financial responsibility of that lady. We know that we have to, that's what we think. Can I do it? So men, women are go by emotion, with how they feel. So the point of it is that you said something about you had the experience being taking care of somebody's child while you was dating. How long have you seen the child since then?
Oh, I saw them 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. How long you been in his life?
11 and a half years.
Thank you. So, but do you see the child every day?
No, because I'm not with the parent anymore.
Thank you.
What does that matter?
That's the fact of that.
It doesn't. That doesn't make any sense. What does it matter?
Can you imagine being in a child's life for 11 years and you and the person didn't work out, and then you don't see the child as much as you used to?
Okay.
You're not in the child's life as much as you used to.
Okay.
Are you get what I'm saying? There's a big difference.
I don't get the connection.
Because the child is not yours.
I never said the child was mine.
So you helped, you supported somebody's child. Yeah. It's like going out and throwing money out.
Oh no.
Because you're not gonna get back what is as a child, right? But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's your choice.
I'm so confused.
I'm coming.
I'm so confused.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's a choice you made.
But there is.
But the thing that I'm saying is that at the end of the day, if the child doesn't recognize you in the future, the child don't care about you, don't feel bad that you supported, you financially built, you did it, and the child don't care about you. Okay. The child don't ask how is Auntie and Teah or Queen Teah. The child don't even know who you are no more. Okay. But you still remember what you did for the child. Yeah. Don't ever feel bad because you didn't raise your child. Okay. The child is not obligated to you. You're not a child's parent. So that's why I said there's a boundary to everything that you do. One of my mentors says that know where your limit is with people.
That's true.
You can't help everybody.
That is
You
true.
can never satisfy 100% of anybody's desire or want.
Mm-hmm.
So know where your limit comes to, so that you can live long and have peace of mind
Yeah.
and do the right thing.
Yeah.
So when a man marries a woman that has kids,
Mm-hmm.
that's his choice. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But where I have problems, don't overstep your boundary.
Okay.
Don't understand that that's not your child. In case
Mm-hmm.
of tomorrow, you and the mom break up and you're telling the world the mom did this to you,
Mm-hmm.
you raised this kid, you
Mm-hmm.
spent this dollar, you did that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna pity you.
Mm-hmm.
You chose that,
Yeah.
you deal with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So to summarize what I was saying, right?
Mm.
Russell is a sim
He's
on
not.
that aspect.
He's
Thank
not.
thank you very much, guys.
He did. Okay, friends. He did not prove anything. I'm actually more confused, to be honest. To be
Why
honest,
would you be confused? You're interrupting me.
I'm very
You're
because
not listening to me. You're talking and I'm talking. How can you
it's
be
so
not
it's
confused?
like you talk in circles sometimes, and
Because you talk against me.
no, it's you talk in circles
You don't listen. You
sometimes
don't listen to what I'm saying.
because it's like
You,
it's sounding brass.
you're your emotion. That's
It's like
why.
no, I am very
You're listening
listen.
with your emotion.
No, I
That's why
need.
you're
Can
confused.
you please stop?
You see?
Can you please stop?
Now you know how I feel.
No, I don't actually know how you feel because we're not the same. Remember, he's always the one that says that we're not the same. Men and women are different. No shit, y'all. And this whole narrative that women are more emotional, men are more logical.
Yeah, I think with
Let me
emotion.
hold on. Let me tell you because what I see on social media shows me something completely opposite. These men are so enraged by a man who is deciding to step up and help his wife raise her son and treat him like his own. Again, all we see is what's on social media. We don't live in their house. We're not privy to any conversations that any of them may have had about the dynamic in that household. What if I told you that Russell, as a man, went to Future and said, I'm marrying Sierra, and I want you to know that I respect you as the father of this child.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you comfortable with me doing when it comes to your son?
Mm-hmm.
And him and Future had a conversation, and they have an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And he is just performing what we're seeing on social media and what he's being criticized for on social media is what him and Future agreed that he would do for this child. Would that still make him a simp?
You asking me a question, or you want me to
I'm asking. Yeah,
explain?
I'm asking you a question. So my question
Is it a yes or no, or I can
no,
answer the right
no.
one?
So here's the thing. I love that you did that because I love how sometimes you like to pin me up against the wall to ask me to give you a yes or no.
No, I'm actually.
Hold on, hold on. This question is not a yes or a no.
Okay.
Because I'm asking you a question that's going to require some dialogue. And that's what should be happening because it's not as easy as a yes and not as easy as a no. So let me restate the question for you. Okay? So Russell is dating Sierra. He knows that she has a son with somebody else.
Yeah.
He wants to marry her. So whatever it is, he decided this is my wife. I'm going to marry her. He, as a man, goes to Future and says, like, Sierra and I are going to be getting married. I know that you guys have this son together. I want to be respectful of you as the father of this son. So what are you comfortable with when it comes to my interactions with your son? And then he tells him, I'm comfortable with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And now we're seeing on social media a result of what him and Future had agreed on.
Yeah.
Okay. So they've established a boundary. He says he's okay with him doing all these things with his son. It doesn't make him feel any kind of way. It doesn't make him feel like he's trying to take over as a father or step on his toes or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Does that still make him a simp?
Well, since he says no, yes or no, so I'm gonna answer in
1 minute, 1 minute, because I'm still talking. You got 1 minute. Go ahead,
okay.
go.
So yeah, so what I would say is that
it makes him a simp, yes or no? And then
I'm
why?
not. You say it's no, yes or no.
I know, but like, what's
I'm talking.
Yes,
Can
okay.
I talk?
Yes, you can.
You see what I'm saying, guys?
No, just go.
So,
just go.
To answer your question, right?
I'm listening.
It has levels to it.
Okay.
Why I say that is
Okay.
because this Future might be an engaged father and might not be an engaged father, right?
Okay.
But I'm talking about as a man. No man wants to see another man discipline their own child.
But that's not the question I asked you.
No, I'm coming.
Okay.
So I don't know what him and Future talked about.
I just gave you an example of what.
Okay. Okay. Let's say they did that, right?
Uh-huh.
It's the same way that if the guy is disciplining Future's child in public, we're gonna be against it, right?
Gosh.
So the answer, the answer to the question, right, is we don't know what they talked about.
No,
So even if they talked about it, right?
sweet Jesus, help
Even
me.
if we talk, even if they talked about it, right? There's levels, there's boundaries to that, and if he ever steps his boundary, right,
Okay, yeah.
we can say, guy, you're overstepping.
So you're not answering my question is I literally just explained it. I'm gonna do it again. Okay. Father God, please help me. Okay. All right. Let me try again. If I knew your language, I would say to you in your language. Maybe you would get it then. But no, seriously. But like, so him and Future had a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. He said, Sierra and I are engaged. We're going to get married.
And they agreed to everything, right?
Okay. He Future has no say in who Sierra decides to date and marry.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm talking about is the son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So being her husband,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the head of my household.
Yeah.
Your son lives with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be living with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want to step on your toes as his father.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you are his father. I'm not trying to be that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take that away from you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is how I run my household.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for your son to feel like he's a part of the family. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like he's not on the outside,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he has a different father.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the things I would love to do for your son.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? Future says, okay, I'm okay with this. I'm not okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And they agree to whatever it is they agreed to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now what we see on social media
Mm-hmm.
is is what they agreed to.
Yeah.
It's like, him, like they play football together, or he picks him up from school, or they're doing things. These are all the things that they have discussed together that they're both okay with, and they've established that boundary. So my question to you is, based on that, does that still make Russell a simp? That's my question.
No, it's not to your question, right?
Yeah, to my specific question.
I wouldn't support him on that. I'm coming. I wouldn't say go ahead. That's good. That's not a man kind of a way, but that doesn't make him a simp. That's the answer to that. And I'm giving you why. No, it's not a yes or no question. If you said that was a yes or no question, I would say it's not making him a simp, right?
So that whole thing I just explained does not make him a simp, is what you're saying.
No,
what I just explained to you.
Yeah, him and if I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Him and the father have an agreement on how he can take care of the child.
Sure.
In his house.
Does that make him a simp? Yeah.
It doesn't make him a simp.
Okay, got you.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Because there's an agreement there.
Correct.
The father accepted, right?
Right.
And he's willing to do that. That's his choice.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't see a simp there. But is it right? Is it a manly stuff? Is it a man? Is it a king? No. That's why I come in.
Okay, cool.
So now you get my point?
Nah. But anyway,
you're not gonna get it.
It's okay, and that's fine, right? Like we are different people. Yeah. We look at
and you know why I talk that? Because it's two different cultures, right? Mm-hmm. Your mindset is accepting that kind of lifestyle. Mm-hmm. My mindset is not accepting that kind of lifestyle.
That's fine.
You get what I'm saying? So, boy, in the end of the day, when a man accepts that, yeah, he faces the responsibility, right? Yeah, of having that communication with the kids. Yeah. But like I said, no reasonable man will allow you to discipline his child. Mm-hmm. Put his child in another situation that he don't want the child to.
Of course not.
You get what I'm saying?
Of course not.
So there's great amount of boundaries in that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. There are you're right. There are definitely levels to it. Mm-hmm. And we can sit here and talk about every scenario and what should and shouldn't happen. So from my perspective, I would never say that anyone is right, anyone is wrong. It's just different. Mm-hmm. So what you explain, according to your culture, it's frowned upon, mm-hmm. right? It's more accepting in this part of the world. And that's just how life is.
Yeah.
Like we all have different life paths, and like maybe at once upon a time they thought that they were going to stay together forever, and something happened, and they go their separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that as now a single parent that you still don't want to be in a relationship or be married or in connection with somebody. It's just now that you have to also consider your child that you're bringing into this dynamic. So then anyone that you choose to entertain in a romantic way needs to understand that you're a package deal. You come with your child. It can't just be me separate from my child. My child is with me. That's just how it is. Women don't have the luxury of only having their children either part-time or less than part-time, like a lot of men do, where they only get them a couple days a week or whatever the arrangement is. So a lot of men come into those situations. That's just something that they have to ponder. Now, the whole idea of like men choosing to be with women that have children, that could be another debate for another day. But again, I feel that any man that is willing to step up and be a father figure to a child, a son or a daughter that's not biologically his, I think is a big deal and should be celebrated.
No, I don't believe that.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Sorry to disturb you.
I am entitled to mine.
But I don't believe
I don't care. It's my opinion.
that.
But again, I believe that any man that is willing to step up to help raise someone else's child, that's admirable, because again, there is no expectation for them to do it. They're choosing to do it. Because there are some circumstances where a man can come in and he's dating a woman that has children and he does not interact with the children at all. Matter of fact, the children don't like him because he's mean, he's nasty, he don't talk to them. Whenever he does talk to them, he's nasty and mean to them, right? So would you not rather, as a woman, I would rather have someone who is going to be kind to my children than nasty to my children because they believe, well, that's another man's child, so I'm not going to interact with them. That's bullcrap. Then why are you here? I don't need that energy. You're fake and you need to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my point. It's just like men are just on fire about Russell because he's just choosing to love his wife in his way. And if that doesn't align with how you look at the world, that's on you. It doesn't matter because you don't make the money that he makes. You don't live in his house. You don't drive his cars. You don't live his life. So your opinion about him and how he chooses to conduct his marriage and how he raises his children, it doesn't matter to him because you're not signing the checks. You're not paying him. So it doesn't matter. So like to me, I just laugh when I see men just call him a simp because he loves his wife and he's unapologetic about loving his wife and shouting it from the rooftop. That he treats his wife's son like he is his own child.
Mm-hmm.
I just, for the life of me, I don't get why people are so enraged by, like, they hate him. And I feel like it just kind of goes back to like men just don't like women. Like they just angry with women, especially black women. Everything that we say or do, they critique. Well, this is why you can't do this, and this is why you guys are so emotional. You're not logical. You need to pick better. And we're doing all the things that y'all tell us to do, and then we still can't get it right.
You're not doing that.
We still can't get it right. You tell us not to pick pick better. Hold on, and then you can say what you need to say.
Mm-hmm.
You tell us to pick better, and guess what? We're not picking y'all. We picking solo dolo, and then we still getting ate up for that, right? We doing all these kind of different things. We're doing this, we're doing that. We're not doing this, we're not doing that, and we still can't find favor with men. So that's why people are just like washing their hands and being done with it. Mm-hmm. But again, to me, any man that's willing to step up, any woman that's willing to step up, and with someone that they're dating or married to, and that the person has children from a previous relationship, and they're willing to help that person raise those children, kudos to you. Mad respect to you. Because it's hard for people to raise their own children. Then take on a child that's not biologically yours, kudos to you.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand what you're saying, but the fact I wanna add is women don't know what men's face. Men's, we have a lot of challenges in life. We have a lot of responsibility in life. Sometimes I feel pity for the men's because men's we go through a lot. We we are all the only human beings that you would date a woman that have kids, and you taking care of all those kids with the woman, and those kids are not yours. And you know that one day you guys might break up and you will not see those kids again. And all the love, all the memories is gone in a minute.
Mm.
It's inverse when a man has kids and the woman don't have kids. The woman don't see those kids like a man sees them. The woman don't live with those kids with the man. She get to see these kids maybe twice a week, and it's time. And most times the kid is with the dad, and the mom and the woman is not putting much financial responsibility as the man. So we men, we go through a lot in life. We men are extinct. That's why you have more grandmas than grandfathers.
Oh,
That's why you have more women than men. That's why you have more rate of men dying than women. So men are going through a lot. We have so much expectation in society, so much responsibility, so much stuff that sometimes when we see our brother doing what they're not supposed to do as a man, as a king, as a leader, as a guidance, we tell you, bro, you're a simp. You're not doing the right thing. Or you're an adult. You do what you want to do, but don't expect us to feel bad for you. That's what Russell case is. Because why I say that is because women see us as a ladder. Women see us as somebody they can use to to grow and then leave us. Because what do men gain? We provide, we do a lot, we stress ourselves, end of the day, we lose everything. So men, we gotta start understanding that this life we came by ourselves and we can't kill ourselves. You know, you raising somebody, you dating a lady that has kids, those kids are not yours. You're there temporary. The day you end the relationship with the mom is the day you end the relationship with the kid, because the mom is gonna make sure that you don't see that kid anymore. She's not gonna remember the millions you spent. She's not gonna remember the whatever. It ends. Look at single fathers and single dads. I know how much they fight in the court just for the dad to see the biological kid. How much they fight in court for money. Talk more of somebody that's not the biological father. So, men, we are going through a lot, and we got to use our brain, man. We got to think and understand that we are kings. We should do stuff the right way. The women are saying they're listening to us, but in Western world, you have more women that are baby mamas than ladies that don't have kids. In Africa, you have less women that are baby mamas and more women that don't have kids. And we're trying to let the women know, don't have kids outside of your wedlock. Nobody wants to raise somebody's child. I advise every man to do DNA test, because nobody wants to raise anybody's child apart from their own. We have a lot in our head. We're suffering. We have so much expectation in the society. We have no value until we make money. Women have value from the day they're born because they have cookies under their leg. So we go through a lot. I always say that men are the creator of the world, but we're not valued. The same way teachers are not valued, it's the same way men are not valued. There's no celebration of father in the world. I've never heard father celebration, but I hear more and more. Kids love them more and more. There's more celebration and value in women from the kids than the father. But the father suffers day and night, making sure the light is paid, the bills is paid, the kids go to school, they feed. Just because the kids stay more with the mom while the father is out hustling doesn't mean the father is not there. So we go through a lot that we don't get our value. We don't get our uh, accolade, and it's not cool, because this life we are gonna die by our own, because we came by our own. Let's enjoy. Let's start being the brotherhood. Let's start being the king, the man. Men's are strong. Men's are tough. We're like rock, because we rule the world. We create the world. God created us first before taking a rib and creating a woman. But we have so many simps in this world that are ready to do whatever the woman wants, and they end up dying early. They end up in frustration. They end up in trauma. They end up seeking help.
Mm-hmm.
We don't accept you, simps. We don't value you, simps. If you're a simp, we don't value, we don't respect
I
you.
love Sims. I
You're the
love them.
opposite of a man. And
Uh-uh.
whatever you get, the consequences, bear it on your own
Oh,
because you're not a man.
oh my
So
god.
that's one of my advice to the men.
Wow,
And I love you guys.
that is terrible. Uh oh mercy me. So again, everyone's going to operate the way they need to in their relationships. Whatever works for you works for you. Whatever doesn't work for you does not work for you. What we see on social media is a small piece into a bigger world. So it's up to you to take what you see on social media with a grain of salt because a lot of it's not even really real. Okay. Culturally, I understand things are different in different parts of the world and their value systems and what they deem to be appropriate, not appropriate, manly, whatever the case may be. Um, I agree with you that men oftentimes don't get the accolades that they're due. We live in a patriarchal world, which means it's a man's world. It's created to benefit the man, right? That's just how the world was designed. But men don't live in this world by themselves. They share this world with women, right? And we need each other. And as long as we continue to have conversations that are divisive in nature, that doesn't unify us, bring us together, does not bring about understanding, awareness, empathy, we're going to continue to have these kind of conversations where men are being called certain names because they're choosing to show up in their relationships differently than other men. And we don't have the right to label anybody anything because we don't live their lives. We don't know what they're dealing with on a day to day basis. And how they choose to love their partner is how they choose to love their partner. How they choose to rule in their home is how they choose to rule in their home. So you will never hear me sit here and call a man a simp or call a man uh, anything derogatory because that's not my role. What I am in support of is people doing what they need to do to move their family forward. So I'm happy that Sierra, that Russell, that Future, that they've all figured out what works best for their dynamic in their blended family. And any other individuals that find themselves in blended families and they're doing their very best to make it work for themselves, kudos to you. For those of you that can't do it, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with you choosing to not want to be in relationship with someone that has children with somebody else. That's fine. You know, we all have our limits, and if that's a limit for you, if that's a deal breaker for you, that's good. But all I'm saying is that with cultural differences, that it's okay that people operate the way that they operate and that they move the way that they move. But it's not fair to sit here when you haven't walked a mile in that person's shoes and call them names because they operate differently than you, and to say that they're not a man, that they're less of a man, you're not a king, you're not a leader. Like who the hell do you think you are? You know. So that's my only thing. Um, but this was a pretty interesting conversation that
Yeah.
we had here. Hold on, that we had regarding this topic. I know you and we don't see it the
Yeah.
same, and that's okay. Like you know, your opinions are yours and mine are mine.
Yeah.
But you will never hear me speak negatively about a man that's choosing to operate the way that he's operating that's going to benefit his household and benefit the members of his household. So we're getting ready to wrap up this conversation, but I'll allow you to give the final thoughts here before we close.
Just 2 seconds. Reason why I laugh is it's funny how women's when they categorize men, they call us men's scrubs, men's in shit, right? and it's everybody's okay with that. Women's okay with that. Men's ain't this. Man, Scrub is a girl, whatever that music was. Men's are categorized as deadbeat, nothing.
Okay.
Nobody talks, right?
Okay.
But when a man is not doing what he's supposed to do as a man by going down and doing what a woman wants, because I noticed that in the Western world, women think because there's so many single mothers that every man is their child. So they want to tell a man what to do, what to say,
What?
how to live their life, what to do. I'm coming. So women look at that, and it's funny. Why I say it's funny is because she's saying what she's saying because it favors them, the woman. A guy is doing something that women's like.
Okay.
So she's like, don't call him a sim. He's a good guy. He's
He
a
is.
hero
He is.
because he's doing what she likes.
He's
Now,
doing
if he
what's
was
right.
doing something that a man does, she would be like, he's not doing it right.
He's being a provider.
So
isn't he?
that's the irony of life, right?
Yeah.
We're not valued. Women look at us as something that they can use for their benefits.
Men do the same thing as well.
Women always say
Always.
that's why I always laugh with the simp. Women praise the simp because those are the ones that do what they want and that cleans their leg. It's like at work, right? You have the guy that says this is the truth, and you have the guy that kissed the ass. And guess who likes the one that kissed the ass? The bosses. The bosses love that guy. The co-workers don't like that guy because the guy doesn't stand by the truth. He stands by whatever he can do to make the boss happy. Whether it's bad or good. That's how women are with simps.
Okay.
You a simp, the woman like you because you're kissing their ass.
Oh wow.
You're not a man. You're like a toilet tissue that they wipe with.
That's no.
So
not true.
It's funny how when it comes to us, women's look down on us. But when a man is doing what they like, they feel, oh, he's doing it right.
No one said that.
That's why when a man comes out and cries out about what woman does to him, no, women don't care. Men's we like, man, it's a tough life, bro. Handle it. But when a woman cries out, everybody's like, eh. So to summarize what I said, I just asked for 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, you said 2 seconds, but it's fine.
Yeah. Women in the Western world think that every man is their child, that they can tell the man what to do.
Can you please stop saying
man
that?
is a man. We tell you what to do. You don't tell us what to do.
Oh, that's what it is.
Because we're the man.
That's
we're the
what it
king,
is.
We're the custodian. That's one.
Oh, that's what it is.
Two,
Yeah.
Women's talk so bad on us that they don't even, nobody goes against it. Don't say this to a guy. Don't say men saying this. But one man said a man is a simp for overdoing his role as a man. Now the women want to complain. When a man talks to a woman and say, listen, sit down there, now the man was like, oh, he busting her. Oh, he's this. But when a woman is doing the same, women keep quiet.
That's funny.
When a woman is beating up a man in the roadside, knocking him out, they keep quiet. When a woman is breaking the guy's car with a rock or a stone, women keep quiet. But when the men rise up and do, they're like, oh, you're not a man. You should never do that to a woman. The irony of life.
I know it.
And if you know what I'm saying, feel it. That's all I gotta say.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Patriarchy. You hear them, we tell the women what to do, right? Exactly. But anyway.
We're the leader, right?
So thank you guys so much for tuning into our podcast
we
this evening. Again, if you like the content, please share. Please subscribe to the YouTube and Facebook. Comment. Tell us what your thoughts are when it comes to co-parenting children that are not biologically yours. And I'd love to hear your perspective if you agree with your brother that men who choose to love their women openly and accept their woman's children as their own are simps and not real men, according to him. But with that, we thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. I am Queen Teah.
And I am Obadolas. And we love you guys and one love.
Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Peace.